Hi, it's me, Ro, author Speaking from Spirit, and here is your July and August 2019 energy alert. So July is going to kick off with an eclipse cycle and also a Mercury in retrograde. If you receive my emails, you know that I've given you a soul homework to do for that whole month of July. And I will be checking up on that, making sure that you're following through. If you attend any of the library events I do, you often hear me talk about soul and living a soul-grounded life and living from that piece of you and letting that create or manifest or attract your reality. So some of us get this as a concept and some of us know it, and then there's other people who really live from their soul. And certainly that is what we all strive for. So the homework I assigned, like a summer reading program, is for you to read or reread the book, The Seat of the Soul by Gary Zukav. In the June 24th email alert I sent, I included a YouTube link from a Super Soul session with Oprah Winfrey. It's an interview with Mr. Zukav, and it goes back and revisits a lot of the interviews she did when she had her talk show. And they often talk about this theme of soul. And he explains it in such great clarity and ease of understanding. So if you haven't watched that, please do. And if you need me to send the link again, just email me at roe@rosemarierubenetticapiello.com, and I'll resend it to you. Or you could go on YouTube and find it. Because when we truly get this and understand what this is, when we understand who we truly are, then we can begin to live a very different life and create a very different reality. Not just for us personally, but globally. So back to July. It's a 1 global month in a 3 global year. And although this is a month of new beginnings and fresh starts, the eclipse and the retrograde are going to call us inside to ourselves and into our self-awareness and introspection. So you may notice that what is beginning now in your life, or what your intentions are or plans that you set into motion, are going to be more from like this authentic piece of you. You might have had to grow into that, right? You might have had to been ready for that. You might have had to really kind of be ready to have the kind of reality that your soul wants you to have. And for some, this may be hard-earned, and we may be having a difficult time holding the line, not letting what used to be or what was a habit come back in. But you could do this because, you know, that Mercury in retrograde is going to give you a chance to really kind of like clear the baggage out and kind of get whatever is remnants left finished up so that you can live more authentically and live your truth. In other words, whatever you're setting into motion in July, going to have a long-term growth period or 6-month effect because of those eclipse cycles. But it's like we have to be ready for that, and this is the month we're going to get ready for that and really get clear on what our soul wants to intend or create or manifest for us. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to include a lot of, you know, making life easier, making it more fulfilling, making it more supportive of us, and making us feel more connected to ourselves and to others. That's what the soul will want to create, and whatever isn't in alignment with that will have to go. If your ego is running the show, it's going to really exaggerate the poor me, why me, victim conscious stories, or really those repetitive cycles of pain bodies. That's okay. It's going to give you a chance to get so sick of them that you have to change them. And you know what? If there's anything that you've been avoiding or that you haven't want to look at, this Mercury retrograde and the eclipse cycle is going to bring all of that up. Your mantra, as always, everything is happening in divine right order. Everything is exactly the way it should be. I know that I am always divinely guided and protected. I know my soul is in charge. That's going to help you to ground to yourself and to your spirit, get out of your head, and see things with soul-filled eyes. There's also an opportunity for a lot of inspirations dropped into you. Like, in other words, spirit calling you to a new beginning that you couldn't even imagine or see on your horizon. So, and expect full support from the unseen world for all of that, for manifesting all of your soul-driven creations. August will really trigger and open our intuitive voice and awareness. So, how could it not really, after doing all this work in July of kind of stirring things up, or having that Mercury in retrograde bring things up? So your intuitive voice is often much more subtle and sometimes even undetectable, but it's going to be really out and loud and proud. And it's going to be demanding that you not only hear it, but that you follow its guidance, now more than ever. We all have intuition. How we experience it is different for everybody, and how grounded or aware we are of it varies from person to person. But if you did your homework, assignment that I gave you in July, then this voice will be much more prominent in your awareness, and it will be harder to not follow it. Synchronicity, right timing, right action, right partners will all show up this month of August to help us move forward on our soul-driven paths and our soul-driven creations. If you're getting red lights anywhere, in anything you're trying to do or create, it means stop. There is no support here. It means your soul is saying, this is not what I was intending to create. You are going in the wrong direction. So heed those signs. July and August is now where we're kind of switching to the second half of this 3 global year. So the 3 energy is always a call for us to express ourselves, to get in touch with our emotions, to speak our truth. And it will bring us to our emotions and make us acknowledge and even process or deal with them if we hadn't, like maybe long-held emotions or things that we weren't even aware we felt. As we deal and process these old emotions, we're going to release the energy from them, and it will convert into pure energy to use towards creating and manifesting and attracting our destiny. So we uplift our vibration and see things through our soul eyes instead of our limited human mind perspective when we free up energy. We literally, and go into a higher vibration. We free ourselves from the past and often our unconscious burdens and limits that maybe we didn't even know we were carrying, and we activate an even greater potential. So that's going to be definitely August, and that is what's happening this second half of this 2019 year. We dealt with our emotions in the first half. Now we are going to take that energy and that freedom and use it to create more of what our soul wants to create. So it's all been good. If it was bumpy the first 6 months, it was necessary to get you to this point. The second half of a 3 year is often very social and fun and free, and we just are emotive and expressive in every way. And that's what we can look forward to from now through the end of the year. So as we get into that second part of the year and we experience all this freedom of joy of not carrying those burdens, we're going to feel like we have excess energy to put towards all that we want to create in this next. And going into 2020, that's going to be the year we lay that foundation for that, and that's going to be our future. So we have a lot to look forward to this month. It's going to be a very or this summertime. There's going to be, again, a little bit of excavating, digging a little bit deeper so that the anchors that we put in are clear. They're not coming with any rotted wood or tainted anything. And then August, we're going to be able to hear our intuitive voice kind of guide us clearly to what we're creating or what we're creating next. And again, with all this freedom and joy and soul expression being out and about all over, we're going to feel that shift in September as we move into the last quarter of the year, where we feel all bets are off and we have the potential or the power to create whatever we want. So everything is leading in a good direction. Now, we're going to talk about this more on the online meeting on July 1st. So if you're a subscriber, we're going to talk about that and a little bit more about how we're going to work those cycles of Mercury retrograde and the eclipse cycle. And we're also going to pull some angel cards, because I didn't pull that for this written part. And you can read the whole written alert on my website, www.rosemarierubenetticapiello.com. And so this is me, Ro. I'm wishing you a great summer. I will see you in September, as the song goes. And I am wishing you peace.